Does high fertility or fungicide application produce a greater return in your soybean yields when compared against each other? My name is Sindelar, and I'm the Agronomic Research Scientist for Syngenta based out of our Waterloo, Nebraska site. And today I'm in one of our soybean management trials that is designed to specifically answer that question. Not only are we comparing those two management factors, we're also looking at how do individual soybean varieties respond to either fungicide or high fertility. Today I'm kneeling between two of those varieties, for example, where you can kind of see there's different color and height differences between the two, but essentially we're testing approximately 10 varieties within this trial. We conduct these trials at 9 agronomy and action research sites, spanning from South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So we're getting a really good footprint across a lot of different environments to see how these responses are. Not only do we have rainfall as well as temperature differences between them, but we also have a pretty extreme variability between base soil fertility levels as well. So this high fertility treatment that I talked about, we're establishing this with the planter. Through a planter application with in-furrow and 2x2 application, we're adding about 22 pounds of P2O5, 29 pounds of K2O, and 2 pounds of sulfur. On the other side, with our fungicide treatment, that is an application that's happening, a single application that happens at the R3 growth stage. These soybeans right now are currently at R1 growth stage, so we're still a couple weeks from making that application, but that'll be happening here shortly. So this trial we are doing in 2023, obviously, but we also did this in 2022 as well as kind of the jump off year. The information for that trial is available in our Agronomy in Action review book that is available at goldenharvestseeds.com. Kind of the high level information that we did see, or results that we did see in 2022, was on the fertility side, we saw a lot of inconsistency. And that was really primarily driven by those sites where we saw high soil fertility, where we had high initial baseline P and K numbers. We didn't see much of a return on that high fertility situation. There was one site, which was actually this Waterloo, Nebraska site, where we did see about a 3 bushel advantage with that high fertility, but this site was also very low soil test phosphorus. We were in single digits for phosphorus at this site where we had the trial last year. On the flip side, when we looked at the fungicide portion, we saw a much more consistent response across all sites to that fungicide application, where it was about a 2 bushel advantage. Probably a little bit lower than what we expected, but we do believe it was related to a little bit drier conditions that we did see with that kind of flowering and pod fill time period that probably kind of held those responses back. But again, we're doing the trial again in 23 to see if those trends are true, or if we saw different trends with a year where completely different set of rainfall variables that were handed compared to last year. On the individual variety standpoint, where we're kind of looking at, do we see unique responses with a variety or two here and there? In 22, we did not see any. It was pretty inconsistent. We might have seen a variety perform, favorably to fungicide at one location or to fertility at one location, and then in another location we didn't see that fertility response. So based on the 22 results, we weren't really able to quite recommend and say this is a variety that responds better to this situation or not. I know we like that in corn. We're a lot more further along in corn. Corn's a little bit more adaptable, where we are able to make those product specific recommendations. Just based on the 22 data, we're not able to make those type of recommendations in soybeans. Now again, 23, we do have that variety component in it. We're testing about 10 Golden Harvest varieties that have either Enlist E3 or XtendFlex herbicide tolerance. So we're going to look and see if we do see any of these varieties do respond uniquely to either that fungicide or fertility treatment. So again, just trying to understand which one do we see a little bit greater return with, whether it's that fungicide application or that high fertility. Again, we did see a little bit favorable for fungicide application in 22, but again, we're testing again here in 23 to see if we see those same trends. So with that being said, my name is Sindelar. I am the Agronomic Research Scientist for Syngenta here at Waterloo, and be on the lookout for results from this soybean management study in 23 in our upcoming agronomy research review book that we release in the winter. Thank you.